All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Devil's Advocate. Um, we're gonna have a good show tonight. So let's trying to check the live, but yeah, I think tonight's gonna be a good show.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna be. It might be a little bit of a different type of show tonight. I mean, I'm gonna bounce around to kind of a lot of different kind of ideas and topics. Hopefully, it will go well. Okay, so as um as the title of the episode, the problems that black women can do no wrong. All right. Um Again, it's like, you know what? I'm yes, it may seem like I'm being race specific. Not I mean, I'm not trying to be, but again, I think in the last few um months or so, I hear a lot of these. It's a lot of black women, right, in very predominant, like they're getting a lot of news reports, right? So a lot of coverage. So, and then we always put this there where, in all honesty, and I think that goes with all women, right? Not holding any women accountable for their actions. All right. And I think that this has gone to women's heads. And in particular, black women. I just feel like they make themselves out to be flawless. No, you can't speak bad about them or anything. Um, there's like I said, they can't do no wrong. So I don't know if you heard, like, there's a few stories. Like one, I think there was a mayor, a black mayor, right? And she's like spending money of the city on parties, on all these things, right? That's one case. I mean, we may get to it, we may not. Probably not. But there's another one, right, where there's this woman, Harvard's first black president, right? She was very uh talked about. To find out that, well, we'll show you that, but there's a lot of controversy with her, and a lot of the rhetoric is not about why the controversy of why she resigned or why she was kind of pushed out. It's just they put the narrative that she's a black woman, and that's the thing where that's where I want to put where I want the onus is that, you know what, I think today's day and age is that being a black woman is some kind of a shield, a barrier, where no, like, if you talk about race is one thing, right? That's already one shield. And then now to talk about being a woman, that's an extra layer of shield, right? This is the thing where your humans do wrong, right? Humans will F up and flaw. But it seems like because they have these shields, this is where the deflection happens, right? So at least the first part of the show, a few minutes of the show, I guess, I want to talk about that or highlight that idea. So before you talk about it, and you haven't heard about it, so I wanted to give you some background to it, so someone will explain it more better than me.
Okay.
So
Let's go.
Right. All right. Check this out.
Okay, so boom. So Dr. Claudine Gay is Harvard University's first Black female president in a 388-year history, and she was just bullied into quitting her job because some people did not like how she responded to one question during a 4-hour back and forth with Congress. So some representatives in Congress had called Dr. Gray, the president of Harvard, the president of MIT, and the president from the University of Pennsylvania to ask them some questions about anti-Semitism on their campus. And so Representative Stepnick had her little mic drop moment, and she was like, "Okay, ask all three presidents. Okay, cool. So do y'all think that students on your campus should be punished if they ask for the dignity of Jews. And so I guess Congress was expecting all three presidents to be like, of course, some people gotta go there, out of here, please pack your bags to the road, Jack. But that's not what happened. All three presidents, in fact, gave the constitutionally appropriate answer of it depends on the context. So after all the conservative haters ran that clip through the mud, Harvard's board was like, okay, cool, y'all can be mad all y'all want to, but we still standing beside Dr. Gay, so y'all gonna have to let that go. And then after that, all of a sudden, the citation police was knocking at Dr. Gay down. So when the citation police pulled up on Dr. Gay, Harvard was like, all right, cool, don't trip. We're going to do an internal investigation and see what's going on, and we're going to go from there. So, mind you, Dr. Gay did get her PhD from Harvard. So anyways, Harvard did a little internal citation investigation or whatever, and I was like, okay, so we ain't gonna hold you. It is some places where she probably could have proofread a little better. You know what I'm saying? She probably wrote this piece probably, you know, like the day before it was due or something like that, but it wasn't really nothing in there that's really all that bad, you feel me? And so the stuff that they did find, Dr. Gay was like, okay, cool, I got the fix, I ain't tripping. And I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm sorry, the ghetto-ness and stupidity is beyond me.
Speaking to her audience, and that's her style, and that's fine.
Yes, I get it, but let's.
But what? But okay, so what happened? I want to know what she got in trouble for, though.
So, okay, here's because it's hard for me to really. It's just she just makes it seem stupid. So here's another one too.
Harvard just got their first black president in history, and the world, America, already calling for her resignation.
So through the entirety of his video, he never actually said why people were calling for her resignation. It did not seem like that was of importance to him. It seemed like what was important is that she's black and they're calling for her resignation. And if you listen to him, he will make you believe that the reason they're calling for her
Same with the other one, right? She pretty much make it out that because she's black and because yes, the Harvard president did a hearing with Congress talking about, I don't know, Jews and how, you know, all this stuff and just answer. So that's what people are using as why they're pushed for her resignment. Mm-hmm. So resigning. So yeah.
Resignation, Claudine Gay, right, is because she's black. No, the reality is the reason they started calling for her resignation is because she did not say that it was against Harvard's code of conduct to call for the genocide of Jews. She also has seemed to have been caught plagiarizing a lot of her work. These are the reasons why she's been called to resign. Now pay attention to the way he describes this next part.
But I'm just saying, y'all see the way they treating this black woman on national television on a daily basis. Then you got the Penn president who done went on ahead and resigned because for whatever reasons, I won't try to assume the reason.
The reason she resigned is the same reason, or one of the same reasons people wanted Claudine Gay to resign. But notice when he talks about Claudine Gay, he mentions her skin color. When he talks about the president of Penn, he didn't mention her skin color. She's white, by the way. So these women can do the same thing in front of Congress, and people can call for both of their resignations. He won't talk about the reason the white woman resigned or the reason that people wanted her out, but he's going to talk about the reason that people wanted Claudine Gay out, and it's because she's black, not because of the things she said or refused to condemn. Everything is not about race. This is part of our problem. We make things about race when they're not about race. But if we do want to make it about race, black people should be embarrassed that she was the first black president of Harvard.
So here's my thing, right? On this podcast, which you guys should really check out our other episodes. We are people of color. So a lot of times we do talk about, you know, color issues. I guess you can talk about that. And this is a thing where, right, where people are not holding other people accountable, right? It don't matter. It's like, I think I see this a lot right now in society where because you're a woman, you're a person of color, or you're part about the alphabet community, they will try to shield you, try to take away accountability from you, right? Save you or make excuses for you. Because this is the Claudine Gay, the Harvard's president, is an academic. You are a scholar of sorts, right? You're an academic. but they found out her career, her all the papers she wrote, things to lead her to, the position she got. Practically her papers, her works, her studies, they were fake, or not fake, but they were plagiarized. She had copied other people's work. Okay. And that is a no-no, especially you are an educator, right? How many schools we know? Practically all colleges. One of the biggest rules is plagiarism. Do not do it. But you are the president of a college, of the top college in the world, right? Harvard is essentially the most known. I don't know if it's the best college, but I mean, it is at least the top known college in the world. Okay. And then your career, what got you to your position, is built on lies. So instead of, like, let's say the black community actually holding her accountable, showing that she was a bad representation. No, people want to make it out, because she's black, people are forcing her out. No, it's not. It's because she's a liar. And this is the thing where I see it more and more of, right? Where, like I said, I'm not saying black women, but I'm just saying, like, certain people cannot do no wrong because they have these shields, these barriers that's supposed to deflect accountability, right? Deflect wrongdoing. If they did wrong, it's fine, right? Because they are a woman or a black woman, right? And I think that's a dangerous slope. Because now what? We should allow this woman to continue being a president of a university because what? She's a black woman? It's like, so if it's a white man who found out his career was, all fakes, right? All the papers he wrote, all the things he's done was a lie. Does he not get the same treatment? No. So this is the thing where this is where I see the insanity, right? Where we are allowing injustice, or, like I said, shirking of accountability just because you are part of a marginalized community.
So she doesn't have the job right now, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think she's in the process of resigning.
Okay. All right. If that's the case, then she is taking accountability for her actions.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the background, because I hear that people are pushing her towards her resignation. But I'm more saying, like, I'm talking about, like, you see these just two people, but I mean, it happens a lot, right? Where, of course, nothing is going to be a consensus, right? Not everyone's going to agree. I get that. I'm not saying that, but I see that a lot in a lot of cases, right? Where it fascinates me or flabbergasts me that certain pockets of within the community, right? I'm not saying all black people are doing that. No, but there's certain pockets in the community that, how could you see that it is a good thing to pretty much push this narrative, right? And I think that's happened a lot where, and this is the dangers of social media, where because you have a following, you can push a narrative, right? And so let's say this, right? Each one of those videos, like you were saying, right? An audience. These creators have an audience. So you push this kind of a narrative to your audience, who most likely do agree with you, and then this is what you do, right? I think that's a dangerous slope to go about, where now you're going, they're doing it because she's a black woman, right? And it's just, no, it's not. Or they're doing it because she didn't answer correctly about hearing on prejudice against Jews. No, it's not really like that. So this is the thing where you are pretty much trying to change the narrative. And I think that's dangerous, because I think things like that create more divide, right? Those are the things that kind of create the divide, where you want to be the controversial part, right? And that's why I see that. I don't agree with that stuff. And this is the thing where, let's say, in a lot of situations where, if it was a case, right? There was a case where, let's say hypothetically, a black woman was being pushed to resign because she was black, those cases wouldn't be believed or whatever because of all the crying wolf kind of things, right? And that's a common narrative where, let's say, women, if women are like lying about being abused, well, that's going to hurt about the women that actually are abused, right? That's what I'm thinking about.
Okay. Maybe it's in process, but it sounds like she's in the process of resigning. And I get that a lot of people may not want her to resign. We, as a black person, we're probably extra sensitive to that because it's rare that you see people of color in high positions. And among people of color in high positions, it feels like you often see a lot of opposition to them. I'll put forth some examples. Say what you want about the kind of president you think he was. I don't really get involved in politics, so I'm not necessarily offering much of an opinion. But when Barack Obama was president, and he did get 2 terms, honestly, they were pretty scandal-free. Like not much.
Well, the guy, he never wanted to rock the boat.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. But when I say scandal-free, I mean like there wasn't like Barack Obama is, cheating on his wife or has been accused of assault or and nothing like that, right? He was fought tooth and nail by his opposition, no matter what he brought to try and bring into law or what things he tried to get passed. And I mean, part of that's everyday politics, but it was especially intense when he had his one thing, Obamacare, health care for everyone. Sounds like a good thing to me, but people fought it tooth and nail. That's fine. That's the nature of politics. Would you apply, I guess, the same line of thought you're applying to what's going on with the president of Harvard University? Would you apply that same thought to what goes on with, I guess, the president who followed up Barack Obama, Donald Trump?
What do you mean?
So coming into office before he had the position, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. No, I think I get you. Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're 2 different things, right? But why I said they're 2 different things is that one, supposedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
President of Harvard, you earn it. It's a job that you work through, right? It's your resume earns you that job.
You don't.
But while being a president, you get voted, right? I this doesn't mean that, like, let's say Donald Trump, he wasn't the best person for the job, but he was voted as it. Right? That's the thing. Yeah,
so we're talking about public opinion, and eventually we are, right? Because we're talking about how people are expressing support for a black woman in a high position, and they're saying she shouldn't be removed from her position, that people are forcing her from her position, even though she's, I guess, admitted to doing things that were not legal, right? That should, I guess, disqualify her for the position. We're also talking about, on the other side of that, a president who has said terrible things, has been accused of doing terrible things, right? Things that are illegal on multiple fronts. He's embroiled in a trial in New York right now.
Yeah.
And at the same time, campaigning for, and I think it's the favorite to become the Republican nominee for president, right? because people want him in that position
Uh-huh.
and think they should have it. And in this case, their vote really matters. I don't think it's just a black and white thing. People like what they like. But I do think that as a group, right or wrong, black people are far more sensitive to if the rules apply, whatever the rule is, it should apply across the board. I think we both agree on that, right?
Yes.
So if you do something that disqualifies you for a position, you shouldn't have the position. If you do something illegal, you should be punished for it.
Uh-huh.
If you make a bad decision, you should just deal with the consequences of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
More often than not, people in high positions who are, let's say, white men, don't have to deal with the consequences of their actions. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I'm saying that often they don't. And so then you turn around, you see someone black in a high position, and they do something wrong. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't deal with the consequences of their action, but I will say that more often than not, they do.
I see you.
There's still a sense of unfairness there, right?
Okay, I see your point. I would say this, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of times is I don't see, this is the thing, right? I don't deny that the world's unfair, right? It is unfair. If you did wrong, you got to suffer the consequences regardless. Doesn't matter the color of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing where you know we just live in that kind of world where at the end of the day it's also about there's a lot of nuance to it, right? One, it's also a popularity contest. Two, it's also what's your social standing, right? When you're rich, you're powerful. When you're popular, you're powerful. Okay, so I don't deny the glaring injustice or imbalance of our world, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never cared about, okay, if a celebrity does a crime, the same crime as an average person, they're more likely to get off than an average person. I never liked it.
Mm-mm.
But at the end of the day, you know, it's just we live in a really backwards world. I definitely do see that, and I've never been a fan of it. Right? I've never been a fan of it. I really dislike our sheer injustice, right? Our imbalance of justice. I've never liked it. So I don't, you know, for personally, I hold the rules regardless, right? I would, yes, I'm all for, you know, it throughout. But this is the thing where, let's say, yeah, Donald Trump. I mean, do I see him doing right? Like his illegal things are petty, right? But it's like
I mean,
petty in the sense that it don't affect me. And what does it affect his job? I don't really care. But the thing is, right, where he benefits is that he won a popularity contest. He's popular. People want him. That's where I would say that's the thing where I think that's ridiculous. But that's the insanity of a world. So, you know, I never cared for that. But this is the thing where, you know, for me, where I'm the kind of person where I'm not going to promote that injustice. Right? That's the thing where I'm not going to call out on it. I'm never a fan of the people who are Donald Trump lovers. I mean, again, I don't hate him. I don't care. For me, I don't care. To be honest, is like, this is the thing where it's kind of crazy, right?
mm-hmm.
Average people find it ridiculous because really, whoever's the president, it don't affect us. It truly don't, because at the end of the day, the government will do what the government do. That's the thing where we seem to forget that, our life has to chug on regardless. So really, like, you think about, I've thought about the time that Donald Trump was president. I didn't care. It didn't change my life, right? I don't know about you, but if your life was drastically different during Donald Trump's or Obama's, I don't know. But for me, it was just another person.
So I don't, and I'm not, again, I don't get involved in politics. I don't vote. I don't care.
I don't.
I won't say I don't care.
I
But here's what I'll say. To the extent Donald Trump's presidency, I don't think affected my life very much. But if I'm a Mexican American who lives in Texas, it affected my life, right? Because,
I can see that.
Because whether sometimes you hear the term Mexican American, you think, oh, illegal immigrant. That's not always the case, right?
Yeah.
If you are an immigrant legally in the country of Mexican descent, Donald Trump speaking to his audience, calling Mexicans all sorts of names and accusing them of all sorts of crimes, and the people who you live around follow him, that can make your life miserable, right?
No, I do agree.
Live with it, right? So, no, it doesn't. It might not affect you or me very much, but there are people who are very affected by it.
No, I do agree. That's why I was like, you know what? I always thought that, whether I liked him or not, I didn't care about him, but I did felt like he wasn't a good reflection on our society. He wasn't a good role model, so I didn't care about that. But this is a thing where this is the problem I think we're having. Let's go back to on topic where these positions, these high positions, I just feel like we need to reassess it, because these people I wouldn't say they're essentially role models, but they should be beacons. They're leaders. These are leaders, right? President of Harvard, okay? Our own president, right? These are leaders. Do you know the controversy with the BLM, leader, right?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it.
Funds. Well, she took practically most of the donation, most of the money that was donated for her for the cause, used that money on herself, used that money on her family, bought properties, bought investment properties, made herself rich. Like, this is the thing, right? This is why I said, right? Being a leader is a rare attribute that most people do not deserve or qualify for, because they are a bad representation. They are bad leaders. And that's it. That's the truth, right? These are bad leaders. And it's sad that, because they're so rare for a leader to pop out, that we have bad leaders. And it's a reflection of, let's say, the people that follow them. Well, now you are practically a bad representation, right? So let's say, well, the people that follow Donald Trump, well, you get now a stigma of you being racist. You follow, let's say, again, you follow the BLM leader. Well, now you're saying, like, you know what? You're a corrupt organization. You follow, the Harvard president. Well, now you condone plagiarism and being a lie. It's always, it is disgusting. And I'm not for that, because again, this is the thing where I'm not going to lie. I'm nobody's leader. I'm not, that's too much responsibility. And this is the thing where, you know what I always said, right? and this is the problem with a lot of people nowadays, right? One of the things where I said I don't want a pet, and practically all my family, right, which is this is a weird tangent, but all my family was saying, oh, you should get a pet, you should, because you're alone and stuff. I don't want that responsibility. We have so many people that are willing to take up responsibility, but they're not really handling responsibilities. I think that's a problem with a lot of leadership or a lot of, roles in society where we're deluded, right? And that's the thing where I think that's part of my character in the sense that I'm not going to be stupid. If I want to be a leader, I want it to hold to a certain degree. Right? If I want to be responsible for something, I have to know the responsibility. I have to hold it to a certain degree. I'm not going to half-ass it. And there are certain people that they half-assing, let's say, leadership. And that's the thing where I think it's sad.
Okay. Well, I don't agree with you. I don't disagree with you. To bring it back though, what got us in this line of conversation in the first place. Oftentimes, so you have a lot of people, imperfect leaders, let's call them. Some lean more bad than others because I don't think anybody's perfect, right? So if you search hard enough, you'll find corruption or at least bad decisions or somewhere skeletons in the closet. But among our imperfect leaders, if we look because we started talking about race, we started talking about a Black woman and how her being a Black woman garners her support even if she's done something wrong. But if you look at all our imperfect all our imperfect leaders and who have done things wrong, and you divide them into who paid for their crimes and who didn't pay for their crimes, I wonder what percentage of the ones who got away with it were persons of color and what percentage of the ones who didn't get away with it were persons of color. That doesn't mean that anybody should have got away with it. But I wouldn't be surprised if the people who pay for their crimes more often than not falls along the side falls along the lines of color or race. And so even those videos we saw people supporting her, they may be wrong to support her. I'm just saying, I think I understand where it comes from. I think the actual sentiment they're trying to express is what I'm talking about now.
I see this is a thing where I see your point. For me is that I always never liked the idea that to counter abuse, you become the abuser. Right? The idea, right? Where let's say your scenario, your idea, right? To counterbalance, right? That tipping scale. Well, we need to offset it by the other side. Hypothetically less less consequences for, let's say, people of color, just to off balance it. That's where things where I never liked the idea where, let's say, feminism, right? To counteract the years of being under men's power. Now you want men to be under your power. It's like again, go back to what I said where, so to counteract abuse, you become the abuser. I really never wanted to promote that. Right? I never really agreed to it. I don't like the idea. I see your point. I do see your point. Maybe let's say if we do a hypothetical poll or study, you probably see people of color being more suffering the consequences of their actions more than, let's say, white men. I see your point, and that's probably true. I'm not. There's no denying that. But then that's the thing where, okay, let's counterbalance it and let's make less people of color suffer the consequences of the action, just so we could offset it. The imbalance. It's like, no, I don't see that as that doesn't, because then you're just making like one, turning, let's say, the victim into the abuser, the tyrant. Mm-hmm. I see your point again, like I'm saying, but I don't agree with that. Let's say, let's now support her because of all the white men that didn't suffer their consequences, because we don't want.
Now here's the problem then, though. So what really should happen is that we should turn around and find the ones who are getting away with their crimes, and they should, be treated fairly. They should be, I guess, punished or suffer consequences equal to the crimes they've committed, right? But is that realistic?
What do you mean?
Like, is that really going to happen? So how do I say? Let's take, for instance, let's take it to a different area, for instance. And let's say in the 90s, when it was illegal to have, is this a one-to-one? This might be an imperfect analogy. I'm trying to come up with something on the fly. Let's say in the 90s, let's say during the war on drugs, whatever, it was illegal to have a certain amount of marijuana. You have any amount of marijuana on you could get you jail time.
Yeah.
But those laws that was the law across the board, but was enforced heavily in inner cities.
I agree.
Right. So people of color live, so people of color suffer that consequence, right? What would be fair is to make sure that everybody who broke that law suffered the same consequences. But that's definitely not going to happen. One, because it didn't happen then, and now it's okay to carry marijuana on you. We're on our way to, making it legal across the board. In the meantime, the people who already did the crime, they won't suffer, and the people who did the crime when it was illegal don't get any of that back.
No,
there's just not really a way to make it fair. So I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right to let someone like her get away with, whatever she's done. And it's not like her punishment is so severe. She's losing her job.
It goes along with how her punishment is pretty much goes along with her case. It's not
right.
So it kind of here's the thing where this is the thing where we go along with the world's unfair. It is unfair. What I do say, right, is that I think the change is that we need more people speaking their minds. This is the problem where, let's say this, we have people talking about, issues like, let's say, okay, let's hypothetically, me and you, we saw this, I don't know, white guy did a terrible whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, this is the thing where we have the power. Let's speak about it. This is the thing where, you know what? Here's the issue where, and maybe this is a conspiracy theory, right? Maybe it's a conspiracy theory where if a black person does something, we hear so much more about it. That might be a conspiracy theory where there's not much news circulating. At least I don't know, right? I don't know about you, but I don't hear, at least not social media news about someone that, let's say, a white person did something right? So let's say hypothetically, a white, I don't know, Princeton, right? Whatever, president did something, and then people on social media are constantly talking about it. But maybe this is the conspiracy, or it is the thing where how our society is. It's not juicy enough, which is kind of sad, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad because let's say this: a black woman, right, first female, president of Harvard. That's more juicy than an old white man who, let's say, exactly the same thing, right? He did exactly the same thing. A white man from Princeton plagiarized, okay, and got fired, or he resigned too. Okay, boom. You see one video and it's gone.
It's not
So it's not juicy enough, and that's maybe that's the thing, right? Maybe
why
that's
is it not, but why is it not juicy? That's the question. Why is it juicy at all?
Well, I mean, let's say like, why is it juicy? Oh, because, well, on the flip side, it's the first black woman, right?
Yeah.
And now this is, but the point is, right? We have makes it juicy is the people that support her, right? Oh, because she's black, they are fired, they're making her resign, right? So it's like, let's say on the flip side, right? If the white, and this is all hypothetical, the white Princeton old man did the same thing. He resigned. People said, okay, this man resigned for plagiarizing. Everyone said, okay, that's good. He should have resigned. It's like there's unanimous, right? Because usually that would people were like, okay, fine, great, who cares, right? He plagiarized, he got fired. Everyone said, they're like, oh my god, they're racist because he's a white man, and you made him resign. No, everyone practically across the board will say that. Okay, who cares? No, another white man did something wrong. He resigned. Boom, news gone in 1 minute. On the flip side, there's the juicy part where they made her resign because she's white, because she's black. She's the first female president of Harvard. That's the thing where, sadly, the audience makes it juicy.
So what's unfortunate about that, in my opinion, is there's a sense that if this black woman becomes president of Harvard, we don't live in a world yet where anybody can just be the president of Harvard. So, so what I mean by that is, if it's a white man, nobody blinks an eye. If it's a black woman, it's a big deal because suddenly this black woman who has achieved the position, what they say, she's the 388th. It's been 388 years, and 388 years has been one black person. That black person now represents all black people or all black women. And
maybe
then
that's the thing.
Not fair, but so when she does something wrong, see, look at black women. White man in that position does something wrong. Well, just on to the next one, right? It doesn't reflect on anybody else. It's not fair.
But do you think that people actually put her like that? Because people's like, she doesn't necessarily like saying that. People are not saying that, oh, she represents all black women. No, but I think people are putting that stigma that she's the first black woman. So she's the image for all. I mean, like, and then I'm saying the black community put that stigma onto her. So that's what makes the story juicy. That's what makes the story more tantalizing, where everyone's talking about it.
I don't think any one community does it. But I do think that's what's fueling the whole narrative. So I think if well, this is throughout our history. This is why a lot of black people feel the way they do, because if one black person gets something, we're all proud of them.
Yeah.
And if one black person gets something that other people don't want them to have, they're waiting for them to mess up so that they can say, that's why you shouldn't put black people there. And they don't say it out loud now in 2024, but they've said it out loud for so many years before that now that's the thinking.
I do see the stigma of that.
So I just think that's what's behind. That's what's behind all of it. That's what I think.
No, I do see the stigma, and what you're saying is pretty much makes the story juicy, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much makes it go viral or talked about. Because again, yeah, if a white man does bad, whoop-de-doo, it's another white man.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like he's the image of all white men, supposedly, right? So
Right.
they're not going to go. So, but that's the thing, right? That's what I'm saying. It's a dangerous thing. It's a line that I see people get proud of it, right? I get it, but it's like at the end of the day, if you make it a big deal, it becomes a big deal, right? I mean, I get it. It is essentially a big deal, right? First black woman president of Harvard. It is a big deal, but like, if I knew I was the first, Asian president of Harvard, I think I would quit. I think I would quit before even go, because like I don't because like you be the first. I mean, like be the first of something. Wow, you're just asking for trouble, but I don't know. That's the thing where I don't know.
Being the first is like the window to everybody else getting a shot.
It is, but then you become the Messiah.
Yeah.
You become the martyr, right? So I mean, okay, unless you don't. I mean, like, unless you're like, fine, just start shooting me now, and then let's get on to the next person. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
So here's another fun story I want to do, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if you've been hearing, right? A lot of times, and we're flipping. This is 360. We're going 360.
Okay. Cool.
A lot of times it's been going on a lot in at least internet talk, right? Where let's say if you go out to dinner with women, a bunch, like let's say you, right? You went out with you had female friends, or you went out with your girl, and then she brought her friends. Okay, there's this stigma that you need to pay for things. Okay, you should be the one paying for it, because you're the man, so you should pay for the whole table. Okay. Oh, that's one etiquette, I mean, I hope you, because I thought you would check it out, my videos, right? I don't know if you are.
I've heard of this before. I think I saw your, but play it. I think I saw your video on.
Yeah, that I have that video on that. I'm gonna see. We're gonna play that, but there's also another thing where what do you think about this, right? And maybe it's like, because it's weird, right? I've only been seeing this late. It's like social media is weird, right? Mm-hmm. People saying like, "Oh, why do you talk about black people so much?" Well, they make a lot of content, like they make a lot of content and put it online for other people to talk about. So really, they don't keep shit private. So really, I'm sorry, I got lots of shit to say because people don't keep shit private. But there's the like table etiquette, right? What is your table etiquette? Let's say if you went out with, hypothetically, if you went out with a bunch of friends, what is the table etiquette? What would you do when the bill comes?
What would I do when the bill comes?
What happens when the bill comes?
We split that joint.
Split it evenly, or split it? How would you split it?
It depends. We kind of make that arrangement or make that agreement before we get the bill, or maybe we talk about it right then. Most of the time, we pay for what we bought. You can pass the bill around and look and see. I trust my friends, and I'm honest. We pass the bill around and look and see what you bought and pay for what you bought. Or we might decide, hey, look, it's a big bill and it's a lot of money to spend. How cool are we with splitting things even? Cool, not a problem. So, you know what I mean? Or a few of us might feel generous and be like, well, hey, I'm going to take care of so and so. So they're on my tab. You know what I mean? Like, it depends. You can make arrangements with friends. You should be able to work those things out. I don't think there's one hard and fast rule for how it should work, but I've been in situations where We figure it out.
Okay. Let's check out this video. Right. This is a little bit different than what I said, but it's one of the whole, let's say, table etiquette.
Wrong for how I moved at this girl's birthday dinner. So I get invited via my homegirl to go to this girl's dinner. I don't know her like that. I think I met her once through my homegirl a while ago. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go because you're inviting me. So I go, I get the girl a little gift or whatever. When I pull up, the first thing I realize is, first of all, everybody's on time. And second of all, a lot of people showed up for this girl's birthday dinner. It was over 12 people, probably over 15. I never seen this many people at a birthday dinner at a restaurant in my life. As the night's going, people are buying their drinks and things like that. But what I started noticing is people's orders. I'm a very observant person, so I started noticing people's orders, and they were ordering 2 and 3 appetizers, 3 and 4 drinks, the best, biggest T-bone steaks with the gold on it, and this, and truffle fries, and this, and this. Everybody was doing their thing. So something, I don't know what it was, at a certain point of the night after, people was, finishing up their plates and ordering their last drinks and stuff like that, I had to go to the bathroom, but something hit me on my way to the bathroom, like, just stop and pay for your meal. Just stop by the bar, pay for your meal, tip out, do that. That's what I did. So by the time I go to the bathroom, pay for my bill, tip out and stuff like that, the waiter is coming around to the table wanting to know how we're going to do the bill, because the bill can only get split 2 ways. And he made that very clear. The bill can only get split 2 ways. So the girl looks down at the other end of the table where we're sitting, and she says, oh, well, 2 of the guests, they can put it on their card and everybody can cash at them and they can deal with the bill because I'm not worried about that. I'm the birthday girl. I heard it, but everybody around at the table act like they didn't. And I was completely not worried because, again, my bill is paid for, tipped and everything. I'm just kind of waiting on my homegirl. So after time has gone past, nobody's putting up the card. Nobody even touched the check, right? So finally, a dude that was there, he opened it being funny, and it was over $3,500. That's how much the bill was. It was over $3,500. When he said that, I just busted out laughing. I don't know why I find it to be so funny. I think it's because I knew it was about to be a shit show. So the person comes back around and notices that nobody's touching the bill, and it's like, hey, what are we doing about the bill? So she looks down towards our end again, which I don't know why she kept looking down towards our end. So finally, she's like, all right, well, who's going to put down on the bill? So I don't say nothing. My homegirl, she don't say nothing. And then so finally, another girl in the group was like, well, my homegirl, well, can we put it on your card and, everybody just pay you back? My homegirl, she say no. Like, no, I'm not really comfortable with that. Da, da, da. So things are starting to get heated now. There's a back and forth going between the restaurant, who's going to be paying, things like that. A lot of people are getting frustrated. Things are getting heated. So what do? I say, I'm going to excuse myself. Because first of all, I'm not about to be sitting in a food restaurant public setting and embarrass myself because y'all don't have y'all shit together, right? I don't do that. I don't play that. My shit is already taken care of. My bill is taken care of, tipped out, tipped beautifully. My bill came up to $100, and I'll never forget, it was $115 without tip, right? So
that is a lot. That is a lot for your own meal.
Tipped on it.
They went to they must have went to an extravagant place.
A nice place, and yeah.
That's a lot.
I'm going to excuse myself. Get up, leave, call the Uber and all. My homegirl, because this is her friend. So she's staying trying to, figure things out and stuff like that, arguing, things like that with people. I'm not doing that. So I excuse myself and I leave because y'all need to figure this out. As I'm getting up to leave, well, what are you doing? Well, how are you leaving? You need to help pay for this bill, things like that. The waiter, before I can even say that, the waiter's like, his bill's already taken care of. He paid his bill and tipped out almost 45 minutes ago. Everybody's shocked, looking like I'm hitting the door by now. I'm gone. I'm out. I get by the time I get home,
about an hour, I would say later, I get a long text message from my homegirl. I think that it was real rude what you did at my homegirl's birthday dinner. I don't know where that type of etiquette came from. Da, 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 da. I texted her back a simple IDC.
See, this is the thing, right? That's the thing where it's like where you get off, right? It's like you sometimes I feel like people don't understand how to go about things, right? If you're going out with a group of people, it seems like you don't really understand how you guys don't know how to act, because like I remember this, right? I kind of did the same thing this guy did, right? I went with a big group of people for a friend's birthday party as well, right? Go down to Budokan. You know that one?
I'm familiar with it a little bit. Yeah,
in Center City.
Uh-huh.
I went to the bathroom, right?
Uh-huh.
Come back, see the waiter. I said, okay, and I had my date. But my boy, it was his birthday, and he had his girl too. So what I did is I came up to the waiter, said, I'm gonna pay for me, my girl, and his boy and his girl, right?
Cool.
Just do that, and I did that. Come back to the table when they had it's kind of the same thing, right? They're looking at what? You already paid for it? Then it's like, what about us? Okay, what about you? I ain't paying for you. That's not how it works, But this is the thing where like there's really, and she's like at the end, right? Her friend saying etiquette. What kind of etiquette you doing? Arguing about who's gonna pay? I mean, or making because that happens a lot where you make a scene about what are we gonna do? Things should have been like it should be natural how you go about things.
Yeah. So it's bad etiquette not to have that figured out beforehand, or to assume that someone else is going to pay your bill.
Mm-hmm.
Really, everybody should just pay their own bill.
Yeah.
And while in this situation, there's a birthday girl, right? It should already be figured out. If I think the birthday girl should be paid for, but it should already be figured out who's going to do that. Who threw the party? Whose idea was it? Right? We're going to take so-and-so out for their birthday. Well,
I also think that should be talked about.
Right.
For the birthday girl, birthday girl, she should. I mean, I understand you can assume it, but it's only an assumption. You should figure out who wants to pay for you.
Right. If a friend, I don't know, I'm not someone celebrating birthday, but we're taking a friend out for a special occasion.
Yeah.
I have decided myself to pay for it for them. I have talked amongst my friends, be like, hey, can we all chip in and pay for them? This is their night. And we've made that decision before we get there. And
you don't wait till the bill's out, and now it's like then people are shady about it.
Yeah.
And 3,500? My God.
Now
I've never seen that kind of bill.
Yeah. I've seen those types of bills. Now I've been in situations where some people have like snuck off. I won't say without paying their bill, but like without really paying their bill. Like they ordered like $50 worth of food, then they drop like a 20 and a 10 on the table and be like, all right, y'all, I gotta get going. I'll see you guys another time. And it's like, man, you ain't paid for all your meal. And now we stuck paying, the difference. I've seen that. I've been in situations where we about to go out. Everybody cool with going out? And I'm like, well, hey, look, I'm a little bit broke. So, I'll leave my friend be like, listen.
I mean, if you talked about it, right? That's the difference.
Right. But that's the thing. You talk about it. Like, that's crazy to get there and just be throwing money up. Who did you think was going to pay for it?
No, that's the thing, right? That's why this guy saw it. He saw it beforehand. He knew that he knew it.
That was good on him. He was like, this ain't right. Let me pay my bill.
But here, let's this is a video I talked about already. I probably won't say a whole lot because you should check out my own video about it. The link to my main channel and the video that this is on is in the description down below. So please check it out. I want you to react to it. But this is a little bit more extreme.
Okay.
You'll see why.
don't want to
Can you separate it? I got the birthday girl and my wife.
separate cake. I'm sorry, you're the only man at the table. Why would you separate cake? It's all women here.
No, but I'm not responsible for paying everybody. I got the birthday girl.
You invited everybody. You invited all of us.
I didn't invite you. I just invited you. Okay, I'm responsible for who I brought.
Okay, you're the only man at the table. I'm sorry, hold on. We was all doing Russian roulette, paying for credit cards and all that. Now all of a sudden you want to split checks? We doing split checks, bro?
That was 2021.
Y'all
okay? Things were different. But I didn't sign up for that. Okay, there's nobody else doing the.
I know we are. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. This is my birthday, for real. Okay, I'm not mad at me because I didn't have anything. No. It's Donnie's birthday. Wait a minute, we're not doing this.
But you can though.
You don't pay for a seat. Okay, well, yes. No. There's food and everything on the side.
I don't care how y'all do it.
I just showed up. I'm sorry. Hey, but you always pay. Like you're the only man at the table. You got to pay the tax.
But I'm not obligated. I got my whole family.
It's $700 for this whole table, and it's my birthday. This is your podcast, folks. This is your birthday. It's only fair. Are you kidding me right now? I'm being cheap right now. Okay, first.
If that was the case, I just took you out.
Are you getting Trey? Are you gonna let him sit here with a whole table full of women? It's not a responsibility, and when y'all get husband.
I'm sorry.
I do have a husband. Hold on, wait.
So Donnie, you're good because it's your birthday, but
Y'all
we want to chip in.
Y'all are so embarrassing. Let me get out of here. Not us splitting checks. I'm not paying for anything. I'm not paying for anything.
No,
He's the man at the table. That's bull. I'm not paying for anything. I'm gonna tell you, come on. No, he's the man at the table. He needs to pay.
Can you please separate the checkbook?
No, I'm saying that's ghetto. Like you don't come to no establishment like that talking about split checks. I don't do that. I don't split checks.
Okay, so let's get your reaction, right? Again, like I said, right? If you want to see my reaction or my full reaction, please check out my main channel. The link is in the description down below. What do you think?
I'm going to lead off with two things. One, because it was filmed and because of the way it was filmed, I don't know if that was real.
No, that's the caveat. I've said it in my video too. That's the caveat, right? Where you can't trust anything on the internet. I do.
Right.
I do
that
agree.
might have been staged. That said, oh, okay, and I'll also say this: I have been out in big groups of people. I've been out with groups of people where it was a bunch of women. I've been out with just women. I've never been in a situation where they have all assumed I was paying the bill. Never happened to me. It could be because they look at me like he's broke, but that's fine. But that's
like, he ain't gonna. I think someone else is gonna have to pay for him.
But that's never happened to me, so I don't think that's the norm. It is crazy. It's crazy to assume somebody else is going to take care of of the cost you incur. That's it. Just across the board in every situation, unless you are a child with no job and your parents have taken you to Friendlies, and then they're going to tell you what you can get and what you can't get. Right. So it's nuts to assume that somebody else is going to pay your bill in every situation. This is what I'll say. If you have a significant other that you are taking out, like he was like, I'm paying for my wife and I'm paying for the birthday girl. He's gone above and beyond right there, which is awesome. I think when they go out, in most cases, I think it's fine for his wife to assume he's paying the bill. I think that's fine. If they were throwing a party for the birthday girl, I still don't know that she should assume, but she should have she should have. It should be confirmed that somebody's paying for it. They should know who's taking care of her bill. Outside of that, like unless you've talked to somebody and made that arrangement, there's no way you can assume somebody's going to pay for it. That's nuts. That's just nuts.
And that kind of goes with maybe with the title again, right? Black women as presuming that they do no wrong, right? The audacity. But
I know black women, and the black women I know, and I know a number of them, a lot of them, they don't do that. Black women.
Let's say this: internet black women. Let's clarify. Because I mean I know some that wouldn't. I mean I know women wouldn't do that, but it's like this is the thing where it's the audacity. Let's say this, right? We put the caveat that who knows if this is real or not, right? Because they'll probably do this, but this is the insanity to put this stuff online, right? I kind of think that you are literally painting such a terrible picture. And you know, this is one of the things where I absolutely abhor watching reality shows, right? Because those are the most disgusting, because it shows such a terrible view of humanity. And this is what we're promoting, right? We're promoting it. We're pushing it out for people to consume, and maybe people even believe, or some even implement into their own life, right? Let's say the ratchetness of they see like a woman having multiple men, then now another young lady is gonna say, "Oh, you know what? I'll probably do that too." It's just
look up to her.
This is the thing where this is where it's like I feel like we'll probably go back to what I said, leadership, right? Where we don't understand the power and influence we have. And I think that's a problem with society right now. I don't know if you probably heard about it, a while back, all these challenges, right? Like setting yourself on fire, or eating Tide Pods, shit like that, right? All these challenges.
Yeah. Why?
It's like
because someone else online did it.
Yes. That's the thing. I think that's the disgustingness of what we're doing, right? This is where, right? I want to know, for my own morality, I know whatever I put out online, I fully support, right? The things I say, the videos I do, I support it. I'm not thinking that, okay, and I will back it up. I'm not saying that, I hate women. You should hate women. Women are terrible. No, that's not, I don't do that. And I don't really say like that. You may perceive it like that, but that's not what I say. And I'll always clarify that I don't hate women. I don't even hate black women, which is maybe a surprise to a lot of people. I don't. But this is the thing where it goes back to what I do, is that I hold people accountable, right? I hold people accountable for the actions and words, for the actions they do and the words that they say. Okay, that's the thing where I would and you know what? That's why I love having a co-host, someone like you, because I want someone to do the same to me. If I say something stupid, if I ever say something stupid on it, I would love to be checked. And you know what? It's like, it sounded like you said something that you hate black women. And then I would clarify, because that's not what I mean. That's not what I want to go back. And a lot of times it has happened in our past episodes where you have made me reevaluate something that I said or a thought that I had, and it's happened. So this is the problem where I think a lot of people, but people will do what they want to do, but it's like, it'd be better if more people I'm proud, or I have it goes with my morality of what I put out to the, to the world.
I hear you. That is such a funny situation. You said you've been in a situation. Well, you've been in a situation like that. You said you've been in a situation where people were trying to figure out the bill, and you had already figured.
I already figured it out. I mean, I've never been in a situation where people expect me to pay for their own bills. Because then I would definitely I would go ratchet on that.
Yeah.
I would are you kidding me? I mean, am I having sex with you? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not. So really, I'm not. Why would I pay for you? And that's the thing where, you know, I don't really. I mean, I've had people look at me weird, but they don't say nothing. I was like, oh, you, because like I said on that table, like the other people, they were looking at me like, okay, what? I mean, I hope you, and because it was like a girl with her boyfriend there too. Like, okay, you got your man right there. I ain't paying for someone else's check.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
Funny. That is funny. What's the worst situation you've been in as far as like paying a bill? Or what's the biggest bill you had to
biggest bill?
The biggest bill you either had to pay for or split with other people or figure out.
You know, that's the thing, right? To be honest, I don't really do big bills like that. I don't. That's why I'm like, I don't know what these people are doing. They're living beyond their means, right? 300. I mean, 3,500 is insane. What is that? Like a group of 20? I mean, it's like
went to a really nice place, and
I mean, yeah, he says his bill alone was 150. That's insane. To me, that's insane. But
that's a high bill. But if you went to like,
no, I mean, if you went to like
Foco, I don't know where they went, right? Like,
yeah,
a steakhouse or a spot where drinks add up quick.
Yeah,
like what? Like a drink, like mid range, it's like could be like $12. You have 3 of those. That's $36, and that's not including your meal.
Maybe I'm cheap, you know.
But I guess I'm just saying it can add up quick. So if you're having a great time, y'all have another one. You have another one. You have another one. Then it's like, ooh, my card is melted in my hand. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's wild.
Again, right? Do you see comments?
Yeah.
This is the one person. Again, it's not. You know what? I clarified, right? There's a lot of times there's these. I've said it, and I've said it before, right? Of course, there's no such thing as all, right? There's not. I mean, in a lot of these situations, right? I've always seen these. There's only a certain type of these, let's say, black women that would do these things, right? And of course, not all, right? I know some black women that wouldn't do it. You know it. So that's the. But this is the thing where I said this is the danger, right? Like videos like this, is that what kind of video you paint? What kind of image are you painting, right? You people are not understanding, right? That you are painting, and you are you might be promoting such a terrible image because. Again, this is not the only videos I've seen. I've seen plenty of others, right? Where women, and which is weird, right? I've seen only black women doing these videos where they're painting out a picture. Oh, a man should pay for all my friends. What? It's like, should pay for me and all my friends. This is where no one's understanding that you're painting out such a terrible image, and others will follow. Others will be affected by it. They may be influenced by it. And this is like, this is a dangerous part where I just people are not. This is what I'm saying, right? Where I'm holding it accountable. These videos, right? These people who say these certain things, right? This is what I'm holding accountable, right? I'm not going up to a random, black woman and saying, no, you're do this. No, because I don't know what she's doing. But these women that I'm showing, right? Let's say if you watched right at the beginning what I said about the Harvard black president, right? Well, I hold her accountable. Now, in this one where we have these insane black women, I hold these women accountable, okay? But they don't understand that they are pretty much having a bad representation of black women. But they're also, sadly, social media will poison people's mind, right? And it happens. So there will be cases about, you know what, men having to get into situations like this, right? Subsequently, let's say the video I did, right? That man was being chastised by, let's say, his female friend for not staying there and doing what? What was he going to do? He already paid for what he ate. So he technically paid the bill or his bill. But this is the thing where what was she expecting him to do? You know, to pay for other people as well? This is the thing.
You know, if he had stayed around long enough, it would not that he would have paid, but it would have came to that. People been looking at him for money.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens.
That's the thing, right? I mean, like you when it's about you can't do no wrong, is that you can't be held accountable for your actions. It feels like there's no consequences. That's the thing where I said when you can't do no wrong is that there is no consequences to your actions, or not like maybe there's not consequences, but you believe that there shouldn't be consequences. I.e., like I said in the beginning, where with a first black female president of Harvard, there are people, and I'm not saying all, right? There are certain black people or black women trying to not hold her accountable. Like there's no consequences to her actions. Her actions of falsifying her achievements, right? Here's the thing where you don't go to a party. Again, another situation not holding accountable where you expect a man to pay for your meal. He's not having sex with you. He has no intimacy. There's his resources do not go to you, right? These are the women, right? They went to this birthday party. What were they expecting? This man to pay for them? The audacity, the entitlement, okay? To even think. I mean, if he paid, I mean, this is the thing. If he like I said, when I went to my own dinner thing, right? I decided to pay for my friend and his girl. He didn't even ask for it, right? And he didn't even expect it. I decided to it. But no one is going to tell me I'm going to do it. Right? Because I have no responsibility over you. So you don't have any say to my money. And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of women like this, you go to a dinner. It's insane that like what she said, you're the only man at the table. Who cares if he's the only man? It doesn't mean nothing. So the audacity to think that you don't have to pay for your own meal. I don't know.
The nerve. Well, that was funny. That was funny. The one lady was like, "What?" He was like,
"And she's surprised."
Yeah. Right? Like, what do you mean you're not paying?
All right, so here's another 360. Right, we're gonna try another video. We're gonna react to another video. I think that was fun. I saw some clips of it on TikTok, and I thought it would be interesting. So I think it'll be fun to react to. And again, the title is the title. I try to pick something that's like, a little bit captivating, I guess. But I mean, when I say I don't mean it all, but that's what you watch the video. I'm not saying all, but you want to think what you want to think. All right, let's check this video out.
And bring out our next single girl.
Have you seen some things like this, right? Where it's like kind of like a dating thing where they're checking. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Popping a balloon if they're interested or not.
It's Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica, and how old are you? I am 31. 31. And Jessica, what do you do? So I do a couple of different things. I'm a jack of all trades, or Jane, but I work in a nonprofit and I also model as well. So nice. Okay, nice. And so, what do you look for in a guy?
Ooh, that is a great question. He has to be motivated.
Would you pop a balloon for this? Would you? Off the bat, would you? Are you? Do you think she's attractive?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's attractive.
The guy definitely has to have something going for himself. If he's fine, that's a +2. If he got a beard, what some of y'all do? Thank you, Lord. But yeah, there's a couple different things that I look for. I feel like once you know, you know. Okay. So I think it's a case by case basis depending on the person.
Oh, cool. So we did have some balloons pop. Let's go ahead and go on over them and see what's going on there. Sort of follow me.
I'm glad you popped mine.
Okay, let's start with our first guy here.
Oh,
So let us know your name and why you popped your balloon.
Well,
Okay, why did you pop your balloon, dog?
just not my type. You know, I will keep it. I thought you was over.
Pause it for a second. I just want to make sure I got the concept. So they pop the balloon. They pop their balloon if they're not interested.
Yes.
Okay.
So you pop it at certain whatever stage that you feel that when you
whatever point she loses them, they pop their own balloon. Does she pop their balloon if she's not interested in them?
No, she would just say it. She would just say if she's not interested in them.
Okay. All
Right.
right.
But it's just a role, man. If they are interested or not, they pop a balloon. They go up to the people who pop it, and then ask why aren't you not interested? So.
Okay. All right. Cool. I got you.
You think she looks a little bit older than her age? Okay. Well, how old are you?
30.
Oh, that was your first time.
Yeah.
He doesn't look 32.
No.
How old is he? 17.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, you did say you like beards.
I do. Okay. All right.
And so as far as her just looking older than her age, that was the only reason.
Yeah, that was one.
Okay. You said one of them. There was more?
Yes, I don't like. I get big girls. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was good for the goose. I was good for the gander. And what you don't like, somebody else will, baby.
You're right. You're right. It's not for me.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go right here and see if we also popped.
So if we have your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
I'm Jivens and I am 24 years old. And I popped my balloon just because the way you walked up, like you seemed a little more masculine than I would like.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
And now that you're speaking with her, is it still giving off that type of energy?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Hey, what about him? Like, are you feeling this, or
Which is very bizarre because you seem very. So I guess it's just not a match.
and what makes him seem feminine?
He got his taco meat out, the nose ring. It's a whole lot of, and you look a lot older than 24, so I probably wouldn't have gone for that anyway.
It's crazy, right? She wants a man with a beard. When you have facial hair, you look older. So really, it's like it's like you're trying to. This is the thing where it's funny that you need to. It feels like you need to insult back because you feel insulted.
Well, I was going to say that, but to be fair, I was going to say I don't like the situation because because look, I would prefer it if she just took what they said in stride and kept moving.
Yes,
It's probably what got a lot of the balloons popped, but it's very easy and very normal for a person to become defensive or offensive.
I do agree. I do understand that.
You know what I mean? Like she walks up and the guy pops a balloon and then says, "You're this, that, and the third." And I can understand her being like, "Well, you are this, that, and the third too." You know what I mean? So I get it. I don't know if this situation is entirely fair, but okay. But let's roll with it. And
I mean,
right. and yeah, she's trying to get her lick back.
She is. So it doesn't paint her in a. It's like that's mostly, I kind of like that doesn't help your image.
Do they do the same in reverse, where it's a bunch of women and a guy?
I think they do.
I like to see how he handles.
Well, no, not in this one.
Not in this one, but
I think in other video that they do, but
Okay.
I think they switch back and forth between videos.
Okay.
You just look a little older than me, so I was like, how's it?
You guys both think either one looks older than the other. Okay. Okay. So we did get a balloon pop over here. Let's head on this way. Okay. And if we could have your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
My name is David. I'm 30 years old. And the reason I popped my balloon, no disrespect, but I have certain specific type of women that I like.
And what is that specific type?
More athletic,
Okay.
because health is very important.
Mm.
So by looking at her, I don't think that she's fitting.
You wanna know what's so bizarre about that? Is I actually lost 150 pounds. And to the ab, I'm just sure, baby, I got abs. Believe it or not, I do have abs.
Nice.
I mean, it's great that you're focusing on your belly, but then it's like she puts all her weight towards her thighs, so it's like she does look big.
Can I say something?
What?
Each their own.
Yeah.
I love.
No. I mean, to me, let me say this, right? I've dated bigger women.
Okay.
And it's like there's a certain point where it's just too much for me. That's my thing, right? Yes, to each their own. But I was like, okay, I mean, it's just, maybe I don't know what to do with it.
Everybody has different tastes.
Yeah.
And now, is he somebody that you would approach? No. And why not?
To me, look at this, right? It's weird, right? So you see, she already talked about three different type of men. Okay, so what man would you even be attracted to then? I can't understand. It's like so it technically feels like she's just being I don't know, hateful about it, right? Because you attack or you insult me, I'm going to insult you.
That's not an abnormal reaction.
Well, of course, I'm not saying it's an abnormal reaction.
I prefer that if she took it all in stride, but it's not a fair situation.
No, I do agree. I do agree. I mean, of course, it's a normal reaction.
Honestly, he comes across as very uppity or very too much. So, like, I feel like he needs a certain kind of woman that he feel like he needs to have on his arm, like one of those petite trophy women who maybe don't say too much, but I don't know. And then his voice is a little softer than what I would go for personally. But I mean, to each his own.
Everybody got preference.
Is there any facts to what she's saying? Any truth?
Actually, it's not. I feel like everybody has the right to choose what they like. Especially being in a relationship, you need to be attracted to the person that you're going to be with. And she's just not that person.
So. And we did see over here that you ended up popping your balloon. What's your name? How old are you? And why did you pop it?
My name's Adem. I'm 31. And the reason why I popped my balloon is because I just feel like stylistically, we wouldn't look together that well as a unit. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
I feel like, you kind of resemble someone that is a part of my family. So I just feel a little bit weird.
What?
Yeah.
So she reminds you of someone in your family that you know, or like?
She reminds me of my cousin. Yeah.
Okay.
I know his cousin.
Yeah, and then style-wise, I just think that the way that we both dress is just a little bit different.
Okay.
But she's beautiful. And also congratulations on the weight loss as well.
Thank you so much. Okay, and is he someone that's like your type? Like, would you date him?
I don't know right off the rip if it was somebody I would go for particularly. However, you do have a very nice, sweet, genuine vibe to you, that I would be willing to see if the juice is worth the squeeze if the opportunity had presented itself, possibly. But thank you for being respectful and cool. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go ahead and head back this way. Oh, well, we did have one over here. So if we can have your name, how old you are, and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Let's go. You guys probably can't see the comments, right? Just one woman. This is what I said, right? Where she's saying black women hater. Okay, I just wanted to. I know, like I'm stopping it for that. It's just that it kind of goes back to again. Black women can't do no wrong. Okay, holding someone accountable is not hating on them. Okay, it's not hating on them. It's holding them accountable for the actions that they do and the words that they say. Right? If you can debate me or counter on the things I say, I'm all for it. That's the thing I'm talking about. But it is what it is.
34. My name's Terrence. And, when he said she looked like my cousin, I was thinking that before that, but she's definitely gorgeous, and I do have a cousin. Y'all look like y'all could be cousins or sisters or something. So I'm like, damn, that nigga said the same thing I was thinking. This shit. So I was like, but she is gorgeous though. So I like it. I like it, and like you said, congratulations. Keep it up, and you're a strong black woman. I can tell.
Why aren't you asleep? So you just out here looking like everybody's cousin or something. Okay.
It might be the hairstyle though too, because that's like the hairstyle that she wears too. So
like somebody auntie.
No, it's a cousin. It's my cousin. It's pretty. It's just like that's that style.
Okay. Anita Baker.
I ain't say that.
Well, I do got sweet love, baby. Okay. And now, is Terrence somebody that is your type? Nobody is sweet. Okay. And what makes him not your type? So, if we can have your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
Hello, my name is Renard. I'm 27, and I held on to my balloon when I saw you because you're beautiful. And I disagree. I think you do look fit. And I could tell just by the way the body is. Yeah, we like that, But it was, for me, it was the kind of that sarcasm, and your facial expressions was real strong. And I was like, I can't do it. And then lastly, I don't know, I just wasn't getting positive energy from it. So, I was like, I might have to like Palo Santo around you just to bring some positive energy around you and everything. But yeah, that was why I popped my.
Anything you have to say in regards to that?
Boy keeps incense on him. Okay,
That's wild.
Crazy.
Now, if I had popped my balloon in that situation.
Oh yeah, what? Okay, I would like to know.
If I had popped, it probably would have been for the reason he said. I mean, I don't have incense on me, but I would have that. I don't think I would have popped my balloon actually, but if I had, that would have been why. Like, I'm not really getting a positive vibe. If she had took everything all in stride,
I think I would have popped it. But yeah, I think I would have popped it because of her personality. That what comes off the personality that's coming off.
But I get it. But that's not but it isn't a fair situation to put her in. I mean, I get it.
Here's the thing, right? I think, and here's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I think, to be honest, right? I think this is where she's crossing into the masculinity.
I don't see what.
I think this like it's not you are crossing out where you're not ladylike, femininity. It might see where, like, if you had took it in stride, I think that's more. I think that's, maybe more feminine in my opinion. But I don't know.
All right, so I'm gonna make. We had this argument before. We had this debate before, kind of. It's a different situation, but I'm gonna ask you something. This is, I don't mean to generalize, but who do you think is more emotional, men or women?
Women.
Right. So if she reacts emotionally, that's feminine.
No. I think it's like I think this is the thing where I said ladylike. That's the part where it's decorum, right? That's the part, right? True femininity, right, is where you, yeah, if you're a female, let's say if you're a female, okay, you're being emotional. But I'm saying like where you're feminine, you're a lady. That's where I'm more crossing at.
I mean, she didn't curse.
No, I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's an extreme. I'm not saying it's an extreme case. That's not what I'm saying, right? I'm saying, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where I do see that she's trying to get her lick back every time. If a man doesn't, this is the problem, right? If a man doesn't agree with her or it's not into her, she's gonna get her lick back. And it's like, why? Because like on the flip side, are you even into these men? I mean, this is the thing where you I mean, you might not be. So why even?
Hey, look,
you know,
maybe. I mean, maybe a random stranger says they don't like me for some reason and they don't know me. They might get roasted.
I don't think I would.
Like you're one of those and work my way out.
You know what? Perception is reality. I don't think you really know me, but I can understand off of optics. We all have our own point of view and our perspectives. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I am very sarcastic. I like to be funny. I like to joke, so it can be off-putting to a few folks, and that's your preference. That's cool.
And is he your type? Is he someone that you would approach?
No.
And why not?
Aesthetically, he has very beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
If I could be honest, not necessarily my type physically, and then it does come across a little bit feminine as well. I love very masculine men. I like to be feminine and soft. But honestly, I would.
I would tell you this. I would not get softness from her.
Really?
Did you even sense softness? The sarcasm and the attitude. I don't know if I would get softness from that. That's why I said the border with the ladylike.
I don't think we got a lot of sarcasm and attitude. I don't think it was that much.
I'm not saying it's extreme. I'm not saying extreme, right? That's not what I'm saying.
I can deal with some.
Okay. Answer. We can have your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
Yes, my name is Elam, and I'm 38 years old. I popped my balloon not because you're not gorgeous, not because some men can't hold space for your emotions, but for me, it was the weight loss. And while we are all proud of you for losing the weight, I am considering the risk long term. You may have health problems down the line that we may have to work with. And the habits that you've developed over time are going to be challenging to upkeep in your 40s and 50s and 60s. So for me, I'm concerned about your health over a long period of time.
Okay.
And any response to that?
Because believe it or not, I am a health nut. I am vegan-ish. I don't eat beef, pork, chicken, or dairy. Because I am a health nut, I go get tested for everything. I have no high cholesterol, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, no nothing. I'm completely healthy. My blood pressure is A1. I work out 5 to 6 times a week. I strength train as well. I eat very clean. I'm just in a thicker body, very physically fit outside the clothes. But to each his own. If you're worried about health things, just because somebody's in a smaller frame doesn't make them healthier than me. And to be honest with you, I'm a little thick, but I can run with the big boys or the big girls. I get down in the gym, baby. I do it all. So I understand perception is reality, and that's what you get from optics. But I'm trying to tell you, you kind of fine. So y'all got an air pump because we might need to.
I mean, it's hard to think, right? Because I'm not saying that she's obese, right? That's not what I'm saying, but like, I kind of go along with is it like, because like how she's making out to like she's really health conscious, really I guess a gym rat, but it's like she doesn't portray that, and I don't know, I can't see it.
I've seen women as thick as her who are, They work out for that body. Honestly, I lied to you not.
I mean, maybe it's like
If
because
you-
like
if you-
I like the arms like that. I mean, like my last girlfriend, she had arms like that, and she didn't go to the gym at all.
Okay. Okay.
So really, I mean, maybe she's just working out her belly. That's what maybe that's all she is.
It could be abs. She might squat a lot.
Yeah,
That
and
would-
then focus on butt and booty. I mean, that's probably maybe that's weird focus, but it's like I don't know.
So it's funny. I probably wouldn't have popped my balloon.
Hmm.
I think she's attractive, and I think she has a sense of humor. I'd be willing to give her a shot.
I got a 4-pack.
so-
I can show you that.
Tell me-
Tell
tell-
you, no, I'm fit now.
Tell me your name again.
It's just
Jessica. So I do run a nonprofit. Maybe there's an opportunity for us to work together.
what kind of work is he gonna do?
Helping to save the world, I hope. Isn't that what your nonprofit is about?
Oh, you trying to help save the world?
Well, I'm trying to do what I love to do and help people in that arena. So I like to pull teeth. So I travel around the world and I pull teeth. What is your nonprofit about?
Mental health.
Okay.
Mhm.
And more, please.
Well, one, I thought we was trying to repopulate the earth, but you know. Two, to answer your question, so I am staff facing. I am a diversity, equity, and inclusion expert. So I deal with policies, a lot of different things behind the scenes to make sure that our organization is staying equitable. However, the nonprofit does focus on 211 mental health and things like that. So I don't necessarily see that side per se, but I do deal with our staff and do various different trainings and things like that.
I still don't know what your nonprofit is about.
Mental health. So basically, if folks need shelter,
Okay.
if folks are in crisis, they can call 211 and say, hey, I got something going on. I need somebody to talk to. If they have food insecurity, it's an opportunity for them to get rental assistance. So we have a couple of different things that we do in our nonprofit.
Well, I'd love to learn more. Maybe there's an opportunity for us to work together. Do you plan on having kids in the future?
Yes, I do, and that's why I'm trying to get this body right and tight, because after I pop these kids out, I'm trying to snap right back. And then I don't plan to gain the 150 pounds that I lost.
Have you thought about the ramifications of the weight that you would gain by having children?
Yes, I have. It's something I think about as I am approaching the age of my childbearing years. That's something I've taken into consideration, which is why I'm in the gym 5 to 6 days out the week.
Beautiful. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you, likewise.
Thank you. Okay, and we do have our last guy here. If we can have your name, how old you are, and what. Have your name.
So this next, I mean, what do you think about the first girl?
Like I said, I thought she was attractive. I thought she had a sense of humor. I'd be willing to give it a shot. I mean, not popping your balloon doesn't mean you're gonna marry her. So
No, yeah.
So I mean, let's go on a date and have a conversation and see what happens.
No. To be honest, like, again, even though what I said, it's not an extreme case, right? That's not what I didn't. Yeah. For what she's shown, I'm not saying she's like it's terrible or it's extreme. It's not. So it's a bit of like, yes, sarcasm. It's fine. I guess it's cool. Bit of attitude. Okay. It's not the again. It's not the worst. That's what I'm saying.
You don't love it.
I don't love it, but again, like it's not the worst. So let's try with this one.
Hello, my name's Calda.
Calda, how old are you?
I'm 31 years old.
31. Okay, and what do you do?
I'm a model.
All right, nice. And what do you look for in a guy?
Tall, and doesn't matter, dark, white, black.
Okay.
I like all types of guys.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
so you like to experiment.
Yes.
Okay, all right, we like that. All right, so we do see a couple balloons did get popped, so let's go
Okay.
over to some of those guys and get a little more info.
Okay.
All right, let's start right on over here.
Okay.
You know, let me just stand right next to this camera. Okay, sir, if we can have, just let her know your name, how old you are, and why you popped the balloon.
My name is David. I'm 30 years old.
I hear it. I can't see it.
Pop balloon. She's just not my type.
And what makes her not your type?
I would say a body shape. I just prefer a little bit of thicker.
Okay. And now, is David somebody that you would approach? Is he your type?
No.
In what way?
He's intimidating kind of looking.
Intimidating?
I can't see the video.
Oh, so I'm sorry. What am I doing?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same set of guys.
Energy that he's giving off. What about as far as like looks go?
I mean, he's handsome. He's not bad looking.
Thank you. You're beautiful too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Let's go ahead and ask our guy here. Why did you end up popping your balloon, and what's your name and how old are you?
My name's Adele. I'm 31, and like him, just a little too skinny for me.
Okay. That's fine.
That's it. Other than that, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, she is a model, you know. This is
Yes, for sure. I get it, and
I would go for her. I mean, maybe I like petite women.
Different type. There you go.
I would go for her more than the other one.
Okay.
So I wouldn't pop my balloon.
Okay.
This is the thing where, yeah.
Okay. I might have popped mine.
Free.
You left a bad taste in your mouth, but it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. And is he your type?
Not really. I don't really like dreadheads, like for personal reasons. But I mean, you're not bad looking either. You're handsome too. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then let's go right on over here. Sir, if we can have your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
My name is Terrence. I'm 34, and I'm looking for a bigger. I want bigger. I want to be like I'm working out a little bit sometimes.
These three right here. It's okay.
I've been announced you over the couch. I put you over the couch.
It's okay.
But you beautiful though. Yeah, you like a black queen.
I am a black queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now, is Terrence your type? Is he someone that you would approach?
No, he's a little too short for me. I like taller men. I'm tall, so yeah.
I'm just taller, about like how tall?
Like when I put on heels, I'm like 5'9", almost 5'8". So
Okay.
like 6 foot or taller. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
Bo, I'm 30. I've been knowing him since like high school and doing all that stuff. I know her
Okay.
family, so we close there. So that's why.
We not, but he's cool. He's a handsome dude. He's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the only reason. She's
Okay.
dope. She's cool people. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just because you guys know each other,
Yeah,
that's the other.
yeah, that's the only reason.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, sir, your name, how old you are, why did you pop your balloon?
Jivens, I'm 24 years old, and I don't like your nails. They're too long.
Okay.
Sorry. And then just a little too old for me.
Okay. That's fine.
And just the nails, that's the only
The
thing.
nails. I'm a fitness trainer, so I could build that ass up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, am I supposed to say
The ass is fine. There doesn't need no more building, but thank you.
You said you don't need no building.
Oh, fine. I appreciate it.
Okay, all right. And now, is he someone that you would approach? How are you feeling him?
He's fine. I just don't like the open shirt with the hair and the necklaces, but he's fine. He's handsome too.
Okay. And now, nails, that's something that could be changed if that's the only thing.
It just represents.
What else?
like-
What else? Just speak your mind.
Like I need you to be able to be my wife,
Okay.
And you can't really do that with long nails like that. They're gonna be breaking every like 2 seconds.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So do you always wear long nails? Do you ever short them
Not
up?
always this length, but it just depends on my mood, what I feel like doing.
She changes it up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask our next guy here. Your name, how old are you? Why did you pop your balloon?
Hello, I'm Renard. I am 27, and I popped my balloon. One, I was gonna pop it early because I saw the nails too, but I thought the same thing, like, okay, this can change. But then when he said, you know, you could work on the booty a little bit, and then you were like, no, I'm good, just right like that. I was like, oh, maybe a little stubbornness too, and I don't know, like, we gotta be open minded. Yeah, see,
but it's like, why are you trying to change the woman? I mean, it's like, I think that's ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous. It's like, why not you want to change the first woman then? It's like, okay, I can't understand that.
I don't know.
It's you know, maybe it's like, it's weird, right?
Uh-huh.
And again, I've had mostly black friends my whole life, or like a good deal of my adult life. And it's like, it's weird. Like, I understand, you know, the pushing for the, you know, the cushion. You know, I mean, the cushion for the pushing. I get it, but it's like, it goes to an extreme that I never understand. Right? Like the first girl, I think she's just too much. Right?
Okay.
But again, I know black men would love that figure more often than, let's say, her figure, which is more petite. I like it more petite, right?
Okay.
Because I just think it's just it just feels like it's too much. But that's just me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But then I just think about like, but then you kind of, and it's a little bit, it's like you kind of shaming her for her being petite.
Yeah, for being petite. Yeah.
But then would you be countering when people shame the other girl where she may be athletic, I guess, but I mean, in most people's views, she doesn't really quite have an athletic body. So is that fine? I mean, it's just, you know, that's the thing where
people have different tastes, and I mean, you can accept that. For one, I do think the slimmer girl was. I still think she's very pretty. I don't think she has a problem getting guys.
No,
and,
I've said this before, right? In a lot of my Kendra G videos, no woman have trouble getting men. You may have trouble getting men that you want. That's the thing. But no woman will have trouble getting men. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, get the guy you want, I guess, is the only thing that would matter. Just like
of course, it doesn't matter. So that's why there's a difference between getting what you, I mean, you know, what women get. So
I hear you.
I like.
I mean, no.
Open-mindedness, like, okay.
Well, you're telling me that you want to change me, and I'm telling you I'm fine. So that's the problem for you?
No, but it was more just like maybe and if you think you look good and you actually do look good, but that's fine. But it's more like other conversations or other things possibly. Oh, maybe I think you should grow in this area. Maybe you might be a little bit stubborn. That's what I just got off of initial. Just so, and then you kind of said a little hard-headed. So.
Okay.
But you are gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
And is he your type in any way?
I mean, yeah, he's very handsome. I probably would talk to him if he came up to me at a party or somewhere. Yeah, probably.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay. So we'll come back to him.
Right. You had it.
In the last minute time. Let's go over here and then we'll get back to you.
Okay.
So if we can have your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
Oh yeah, my name is Anthony, and I'm 28. Probably because a little bit of conversation about the booty meat. I'm from the South, so you know traditionally how I get down. But you know, if she was willing to
cornbread, maybe it'll get bigger.
Well, but she said you said you was fine, like you didn't want to change it. So
I am
like,
fine.
Well, I mean, you are fine. I'm not disagreeing with you there, but I was like, you know, if you wanted to put it on, I would have been encouraging that. But you didn't seem. Oh,
see, that's the why. It's weird, right? I've never I personally don't like. This is where I think is the problem, right? Encouraging women to put it on, and then also encourage them to take it off. It's like I don't like that stuff. This is the thing where here's the thing, right? Where I'm holding men accountable.
Okay.
I think that's disgusting.
Okay.
Right? This is the thing where women like this, like our great one viewer, right? Which is whatever. Thinking that I'm hating black women. No, I don't hate nobody. Why would I hate anybody? It doesn't do nothing. Hate is different. But I'm holding people accountable for the actions you do and the words you say. This is the thing where and I think this is the problem with, let's say, with black men, where you are sometimes, in all honesty, right? You are encouraging women to be obese, right? Because you find the big, huge ass booty so attractive, which is fine, I guess. It's not like I don't like big booty, but then you go to absurdity. This is the thing where, okay, you don't understand that. Okay, it's not like you can choose. Oh, I want this size booty, right? So if you get to this size booty, stop. That's not how it works. Okay, that's not how it works. Where it's a computer, it's a program. I can select the size I want. No, but this is the thing where you are helping promoting the the whole negativity in body, body images, right? Because like for me, right? Again, like I said, right? I would say that I would be more attracted to her petiteness, right? But again, at the end of the day, I dated plus size women, and I literally dated women her size, and I've dated women the other woman's size. So really, I wouldn't say that, okay, I'm 100% attracted to just one, right? I've never said that, because I would find the other woman attractive too. But I'm saying more like, I don't even know what to do with it. But again, attraction is attraction. It's just that I don't find that logical for what am I going to do with it. But this is the thing where I'm not saying like, oh, I want you to be skinny, or I want you to be big. I want you to put more in your booty. It's like, no, I just don't. I don't particularly find that as productive and as a good thing, especially with black men, because black men promote that a lot. But then you don't understand why, which is really sad, that black women are one of the more obese groups in the U.S.
So in the U.S., we eat corn syrup and everything. So obesity is definitely encouraged in the U.S. United States. But I'm gonna say this. I don't think that those behaviors and tastes only fall along racial lines. I'll admit that in black culture, yeah, curves are often preferred, but worldwide, including in Asian cultures, if you look at in some like I guess Buddhism or Hinduism, you look up pictures, are if you if you take Africa, goddess of fertility, what they often look like. They don't usually look like a slender Angelina Jolie type person.
No.
It's a thick, curvy.
No, I admit, like hip wise, yes, of course, like wider hips are very synonymous, and it's medically, it is better for childbirth. I do agree. Her figure is not necessarily the optimal. I do understand that,
and I don't want, and I don't think anybody should be obese, but I also that's probably another topic. That's probably another topic as far as how far health is concerned. But I will say that the guy in the line who was like, I'm concerned about what your health's going to be like in 60 years. I'm like, all right, shut up. Because like, how about you sit down and have a cup of coffee with her first? Marriage and the deep future of of her health and your children isn't.
That is a bit much. You're going too far. I'm pretty sure that men that look like him, I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he has plenty of women that he's not thinking 50 years in the future with.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So whatever.
Yeah.
Been minded to that path in your life, and that's why I had to make my decision.
Okay, that's fine.
But yes, she's definitely gorgeous, and she seemed a little high maintenance too. So
That's fact.
Okay.
Oh, that I would have popped my balloon for that.
Oh, what?
You not hear that?
No, I didn't completely hear her.
So traditionally, how I get out, But you know,
Well,
she was
maybe
willing
some
to.
cornbread. Maybe it'll get bigger.
Well, but you said you was fine. Like you didn't want to change it. So
I
was
am
like,
fine.
well, I mean, you are fine. I'm not disagreeing with you there, but I was like, you know, if you wanted to put it on, I would have been encouraging that. But you didn't seem open-minded to that path in your life, and that's why I had to make my decision.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, she's definitely gorgeous, and she seemed a little high maintenance too.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's fact.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you can't keep up with her, is what you're saying?
You can't afford me. Is that what you're saying?
I know
You heard that? I'm gonna pop my balloon for that. That's what I would pop my balloon for.
No, it's more like it's a down to earth vibe, like how we gonna chill and stuff. You always worried about the Kardashians and all that stuff.
Trust me, I'm very down to earth. I'm not worried about them at all. Like I'm very chill. Actually, my personality is very chill. But this is just, you know, what I want. You know how I make myself look good, but that's not my personality all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm very chill, but it's okay.
So, yeah.
And is he your type in any way?
Not really, but you know, he's a handsome dude too. You know,
And what makes him not your type?
A little too short for me, and I mean, you're okay. Your style's a little different, but it's cool.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so let's head on over here. We can have your name, how old you are, and why you popped your balloon.
My name is Dr. Elam. I'm 38 years old, and I popped my balloon after listening to you.
Okay, damn. Okay.
I think humility and integrity is something that takes a lot of work to acquire, and it doesn't seem like you've done that work yet.
No? Okay.
Have you had therapy before?
No, you want to be my therapist?
If you need one.
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
I charge by the hour.
Sure.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not a joke.
That is wild.
Okay, sure. So you think I need therapy?
I know you need therapy.
Okay.
I think we all need therapy, but it takes a certain level of humility to admit it. And if you can admit it, then, well, you definitely need therapy.
Okay.
And why do you think she needs? I know you said everyone needs it, but why are you telling her specifically that you think she needs it?
Well, I think we're all giving a bit of constructive criticism, and it seems like you're taking it harshly, which means you have a level of insecurity that.
Well, this is first of all, right? The only thing I would have said with the constructive criticism is like, yeah, when she said the high maintenance part, that shows her personality. The only constructive criticism the guys were saying is her booty, her weight. So really, it's like, okay, that's not. I wouldn't necessarily rank that as the best constructive criticism, right? Because she's
yeah. But man, he's going deep. You need
I mean, he is going deep.
I'll say this, and I think this is interesting about this video, and we haven't seen it the opposite way around, where a guy walks in.
We may do that for the next one.
Okay, all right. But it's interesting because we don't. None of them know very well the women who walk in. I think
it's just first impressions.
Yeah, right. First impressions are just, I don't know, really interesting to me. I mean, what people focus on, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean, and you can't. I don't know exactly what it says. I just think it's interesting. It's hard to control what your first impression on someone is going to be because you don't know what they're looking for or looking at, and vice versa. A lot of those guys, the things they're focusing on, that I guess eventually turn them off to whatever woman walks through, they'll probably end up with somebody who has a lot of those same qualities. Because
I do agree with that. I think some of these men are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's say this, right? These men, let's say outside of this, would probably have done, would have hit on the other woman, right?
Right.
And same with this woman, right? Outside of this thing, some of these men will probably hit on this woman. So it's like, okay, you're not being really, because like, let's say this. Any man that has constructive criticism about her looks, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That part I say is ridiculous. Same with the other woman, right?
Yeah.
The criticism of her looks or whatever. a lot of these men would have hit it on her, or if she, let's say, had a chance with her, they would have taken it. So that's the part where for me, like I said, the only part where I would have popped my balloon was when she said she's high maintenance.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And this is the thing where it's not like I don't like a woman that's high maintenance. Most of the women I've dated were. But when you say that you're high maintenance,
yeah,
you just make it worse because then, you're making you really high maintenance. Because like I don't mind spoiling a woman, right? I don't mind buying things, doing all this shit. I don't mind it. But when you make it who you are, that's a thing where I ain't gonna try.
Right off the bat, you're with someone.
Off the bat, I'm not even gonna try it.
Auto to it. I get that. I get it.
Yeah.
It's to be talked with a third party.
Okay. I think you're too into that because I don't need therapy. I'm fine. I'm not insecure. I'm very secure with myself, but that's your opinion, and it's okay.
Thank you for proving my point.
I feel like sometimes men, like when you're too confident, they think like it's a problem for them, and
It's
fine.
okay to be insecure.
But I'm
it's
not.
Okay.
So you don't know me. You just see me 2 seconds ago.
Look, insecurity is something we all struggle with.
Okay.
And the fact that you can't admit that means that you haven't been able to work past it.
Okay.
And you're already proving to me that it's going to take work to communicate with you because you're not listening to me.
Okay, doctor, you got a card? I'll call you after the show and you can give me a session.
You can take my Instagram.
Sure.
And did I mention I was a doctor or you just called me that?
I feel like you said doctor,
Yeah.
but okay.
Yeah. So this is a great opportunity for you to learn that communication can be had without getting defensive. And we can talk to each other like adults and work through our troubles in the same way I have and in the same way you do.
Well, I don't know.
And now, as far as Doctor here,
Yeah.
is he someone that you would approach? Is he your type in any way?
I mean, yeah, he's good looking too. He's tall like that, dark skin, sure.
And I can definitely afford you financially, but maybe not emotionally.
Okay.
Okay, all right, guy. All right.
Let it rock. You can handle me, is what you're saying, but it's okay. That's fine.
I can handle you. I just have to make the decision if it's worth my time to do that.
Okay, that's fine.
Wow,
That's
she's.
fine. It is what it is.
I'm open arms, like seriously, no shit.
Okay. All right.
Like it's all love. Just being honest with what I've been through and what it seems like you need to experience as well.
Okay.
She.
Sure.
Well, all the balloons, unfortunately, did get.
Ooh.
No, that's interesting too. How many times has someone not popped their balloon?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're at least the first. I mean, this is like an hour and a half show. We're not going to go that.
Yeah,
far.
I know.
I just wanted to do the two women. So
I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I'd be curious because at a certain point, aren't you looking for a reason to to pop the balloon?
yeah, I mean, this is the thing where it's just weird, right? Because let's say this is first impression is really just looks, right?
Yeah.
So, but these are two. I don't know. It's like for me, a lot of times, right? Mm-hmm. I always think that certain people, will it would be hard for them to get with someone, in the sense that they will always keep their options open. So, I mean, I kind of like her interaction with the doctor guy. I definitely would have popped the balloon already.
Yeah,
I can feel like she's definitely going to be. It's not like this is the thing where I think a lot of women get it wrong, like being hard to deal with or you don't want to deal with. That's the thing, right? Hard to deal with. It's just you don't want to deal with it. Okay. And I've been there where I've been with women that are hard to deal with. It's not because I can't deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. Okay. Men don't want to deal with hard to deal with women. And this woman, yeah, she's starting to, I can see that she start to get an attitude. Maybe that's part of the high maintenance part, you know? So
I will offer this though. Did that guy have to say most of what he said?
No, he didn't. I can see why again, like we said with the first one, right?
Yeah.
it is understandable how they react. I get it, right? I get why she's being defensive and an attitude and like, you know, aggressive and like real. I get it. I'm not saying I don't get it,
Uh-huh.
but that's again, it will show humility or show like what was like just more. You turn the other cheek. It's like whatever. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you don't
Okay.
like it, you don't like it.
That's right.
You know?
I get that. I'm not gonna say anything bad about the way she reacted. I don't think there was anything wrong with it.
I would have, you know what? I would have, but that's the thing where I would have kept the balloon, not popped, if she didn't react like that to these men.
Yeah.
Right? One with the whole I'm a high maintenance thing, I would have popped in there.
I know you.
If I didn't pop it there, right? When she interact with the doctor, I would have popped it there as well.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. If she didn't do that, I was like, wow, this woman is like, I mean, I think she is to a degree that I think I'm attracted to, right?
Okay.
So that's
I would have been incredibly impressed if she had just said
it's the same, yeah, yes.
I'll say that. I would have been incredibly impressed if she had been like, okay, I hear you. I understand. And
but see, that's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the point where that's what I'm talking about. Let's go back with the beginning, right? How people, again, it's how you act. Okay. People don't understand that, like, you know what? There's a certain decorum, a certain how you act, how you want to act around people. Right. I think that shows the kind of person you are as well. So, I mean, how she act around these men. Imagine being in a relationship with her. Wow, if you say something wrong, she's gonna bite your throat. Right? And so it's like, do I want that? I don't. Do I want to deal with that? I don't want to deal with that. So, you know, it's kind of showing what kind of person she is, which is it's sad, but this is the thing where a lot of people don't understand, right? How about like act differently? And that would be like, you know what? That shows the different kind of person you are. I think that shows you what type of personality you have, you know? And I think not enough people understand that. But I mean, it's fine if this is because it shows what kind of person she is, but I would like a different personality.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. That's a funny.
So when would you have popped your balloon for her?
Probably when she walked in. And yeah. And because I wouldn't have felt bad about it. Because the whole thing is first impressions.
Yeah.
So I would have said, listen, I don't know you. You could be an incredible person. This is not the kind of environment where we get to decide that. But I would have just said, you're gorgeous. I prefer thicker women. That's yeah.
I mean, okay, okay. Like all these men keep on saying she's gorgeous and stuff.
She is.
Is someone gorgeous when you're not attracted to them?
Yeah.
How are you gorgeous when you don't find them attractive?
I think there's a difference between appreciating something and
appreciation. I think it's appreciation different than saying gorgeous.
Well,
because would you say the last woman's gorgeous?
Who?
The last one.
The one before her, or
the one before her,
the thicker one.
Yes. Would you say she's gorgeous?
I don't know if I would have called her gorgeous.
What would you call her?
Attractive, pretty.
But let's give a level, right?
Okay.
Pretty and gorgeous. If I tell you, like, if I said to this, right, yo, Addison, I saw this pretty girl. Then the next day I said, oh, I saw this a gorgeous girl. Which one do you think that I'm more attracted to?
Yeah, the one you said was gorgeous.
Yes.
All right, so
really, you calling her gorgeous? I would think you're attracted to her.
I get it. All right, let me say that. I'm not saying there was no attraction at all. All right, here's what I thought about her. I thought she had a beautiful face. I love her skin. I love her complexion. And I mean, I know we're just looking on a small screen and we're not there in person, but she looked like she had gorgeous, amazing skin. She was glowing, right? I think that's beautiful.
And you know what? This is the thing, right? Mm-hmm. I've dated the spectrum. I've dated women that's this dark. And I've dated women that's light. Mm-hmm. So this is the thing, right? There's no hate. Right. I like black women.
Right. So I like that about her, and I find her attractive because of those characteristics, those physical characteristics. But I just want hips and thighs.
Which is fine, right? But this is where I think it's like, I think this is the fallacy with a lot of like let's say these men, right? They kept saying she's gorgeous. But why you say like, I think you're cute, or I think you're you're fine. This is the thing where I think you're not being honest, and I think that's the thing, right? You fall in the same category as these men.
I still don't think that's
the last woman. I wouldn't say she's gorgeous. I said she's average. I would have said the last woman average. Her face is average. It's just her. She just have bigger thighs.
I'm trying to explain it because I hear what you're saying. I still think I'm saying it right. I gotta explain to you what I mean by that. Like she has. All right, I'll say it like this way. She has gorgeous features. But the features that are most beautiful about her are not the ones that I want. It's not that they're not beautiful, but they're not the ones I want. That's all. That's all. Something can be beautifully blue, but if red is your favorite color, that doesn't mean that the blue thing isn't beautiful. It just means that you prefer it.
But I mean, I'm kind of understanding it. Yeah. I get it where you're coming from. It's just
like I genuinely think she reminds me of. I could compare her to like Naomi Campbell. Right. Naomi Campbell is a supermodel. I think she has an incredible face. She has incredible skin. There's a lot about her that I would call beautiful. But I want thick hips and thighs. And she doesn't have thick hips and thighs. No, so that's higher on my priority list than face and skin. I don't know if it should be, but like
no, but it's just like okay, let's say this. It's like it's just weird, right? Let's say this, right?
It is weird.
You have Naomi Campbell, you say she's beautiful. But then you have the last woman, you say she's average, but you'd be more attractive to the last woman that you call average. But then the woman that's beautiful, he's like, yeah, I'm not really into that. It's just, to me, to be honest, I think that's lunacy.
Okay.
I think that's lunacy. Yes, I mean, like, people have like certain features that are nice, right? Say like, I think your face is gorgeous. Okay, if you say that, okay, I guess I can get that. But saying that you're gorgeous, no, because it's like it should be the whole package, right? You're looking at the whole package. It's like, oh my. Then let's say the last woman, you're like, my God, your booty is the best. I love your booty. Okay. But saying that like you're gorgeous is no, because I think she's average. So really, this is the thing where I wouldn't say, to be honest, I wouldn't say she's gorgeous either. This one, right? I wouldn't call her gorgeous. I would say she's pretty.
Okay.
Right? Because like, to be honest, it's like maybe I'm a stickler. Maybe I'm being a stickler.
No, I know, I get it. I also understand why they would call her gorgeous. I get how it does not make sense.
But it makes me feel like you're
it's a lie.
I understand why they call her gorgeous because you're doing the same thing, but I kind of think it's lying, in my opinion.
I think right? being so that it softens the blow when I tell her I don't want her.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And that's the thing, right? That, to be honest, right? Mm-hmm. That's the thing where I feel like, again, it's not two-faced in a bad way, but it's two-faced in you're trying to soften a blow, just like what you're saying. And I think that's like, I don't know. That's one thing I hate about men, right? And maybe I'm sounding weird, right? But that's the one thing that I don't agree with. Yeah. Because, again, a lot of men do it, but it's like you're not being honest, in my opinion. So it's like you put it on this fake thing. It's like you're softening the blow, but really it's still a blow, right? You're putting a silencer on a gun so you won't hear it, but you're still shooting the person.
So all right, I'll challenge you on that then, because when you have to give, let's call it constructive criticism. I don't know if that's really the right term to use when you're talking about somebody's appearance, but in any situation, if you're giving constructive criticism, the professional way to do it is to commend, then criticize, and then commend. Right? So, for instance, if you wrote a paper and I had to grade it, the first thing I would do is talk about what's good about it. Then I would tell you what needs work. And that might be the meat of the whole thing. That's the criticism.
Yeah.
But I lead with what's good about it. Then I tell you everything that you need work on. And then I end with commendation or encouragement. Hey, you do this really well, and this is really good. Here's some things you could do better, and this would make the paper right. Keep working on it, and you'll get the rest of this paper up to the level that you started at. I think you can get this to be an A. And I look forward to reading your second copy. That's just commend, criticize, commend. But it's not lying.
You know what? It's like, to be honest, right? I'm not saying it's lying. But I kind of feel like it's two-faced.
Okay.
Right? Because again, like I said, you're putting a silencer on a gun. But I get the technique you're talking about, because that is true. That's how, I guess that's a technique people use when they talk about criticism. To be honest, it's that, and I get it, right? I'm not saying that it's a wrong way to do it. I just think that it's because, again, human beings are, that's how human beings are, right? Because people has invented that. They created that technique because of human psyche.
Yeah.
I get that, right? It's to not make it feel so bad, to destroy them, but then help them improve. I get it. But then at the end of the day, it's like it turns to a point where, are you actually helping them improve? If it helps them improve, fine, I guess.
Okay.
But sometimes I feel like it's not.
Well, here's the other thing about that. That's interesting that you said that. I get it. Sometimes you got to shoot straight with somebody to get them to motivate them to
the bluntness.
But here's the thing: if you shoot straight at me about my face,
thank you for
and you
charging.
think I'm ugly, there's not a lot I can do to approve that.
There
if
is.
You say, hey, I think you look better shaved. Okay, understood. I can shave. But if you're like, hey, listen, I don't like where your nose is on your face.
Oh, of course. Like, there's something about constructive criticism and just trying to play God.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, there's differences to it, right?
Yeah. But
like,
if you're judging, if you're talking to somebody about their looks, if you're talking to a woman about her looks, I mean, unless you're gonna say, and I'll be honest, sometimes I try to stick to this if I'm even gonna comment, if I'm even gonna dare comment at all about a way a woman looks. I'm gonna say, I love the dress you're wearing, I love the style of your hair, something like that. You know what I mean? If I don't like it, I'm just not gonna comment on it. but like, those are things that a person can do something about. Those are things that they've put effort into. It's if I'm commenting on things that they can't change, like, hey, look, I mean, maybe you can get a BBL and get hips, but like,
and you know what? That's the thing, right? That's part of the let's say this. That's the part of the thing, right? The BBL things where now women understand where I need to get a BBL because men love that.
Well, yeah.
But it's like,
but then I think part of the problem is a man says, "Man, you ain't got no hips. I don't want no parts," as opposed to saying, "Hey, you look very pretty the way you are, just not what I prefer," and that's fine because somebody prefer that. That, you know what I mean? You're not tearing them down because they don't have hips. You just say, "Hey, that's not what I want," but you're definitely what somebody else wants.
See, that's like, you know what? But that's the thing, right? I think but this is the thing where I trip up on, right?
Okay.
Saying like, I think you're gorgeous, but you're not for me.
Okay.
What? I mean, you saying like, let's say, I think you're pretty. This is the thing where, in my opinion, right? Like I said, there's levels to it, right? I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to be blunt. I would say that, let's say the last woman, I think she's average. So I would say, I think you're okay. I wouldn't say you're pretty because I don't think she's that pretty. I would say you're okay, but you're just not for me.
Okay.
Right? But this is the thing where I say you're gorgeous, but you're not for me. So I don't like gorgeous women. It's like this is the thing where it's weird. That's why I'm saying like I think that's the point where it's being two-faced. Where this ain't like your paper is so amazing, but there's so many faults with it, right? This wrong, this wrong. So how is it so amazing when there's so many flaws in it? This is the thing where that's what I'm saying like, oh, your paper is good, but you know what? There's these. It's like levels, right? So sometimes, and that's why I think where it's like you're being overblown when you're not need to be, because I get it, trying to soften the blow.
Good about herself,
but it's like, is it feeling good about herself when you're gorgeous, but I'm not into it? It's like, okay, are you not into gorgeous women then? Because then that's why it's like I personally don't do it like that. But again, I'm not a player, or I don't, know how I'm not amazing talking to women, so I get it. But you know what? To be honest, like I prefer bluntness, right? Yeah. So like what you're saying, like, oh, you were how you talk to a woman. I would just go out and say what I don't like. That's just it. I was just like, you look big in that dress. I don't care if that's a nice dress. It's just you look big in it. So if I'm asked, right?
Right. Boom.
I don't know. I wanted to go to another video, but it's long and it's late, so it's been fun. And you know what? We went all over this place, right?
We did.
So I think this is a fun episode. Again, yes, it's a controversial title, but if you watch the whole episode, right? I've said what the meaning is with that title. Okay, with the title of the episode, I said why I said it, right? And I gave examples, and I don't necessarily mean all black women. It's just, the title. But I clarified. I think it's a lot of times it's internet black women, or just women that are influenced by the internet, by social media. So that's what the title is. I probably shouldn't. You're probably not watching towards the end, but that is what it is. Any last thoughts about the show?
No, it was fun. I guess I'll comment on the title. I'll tell you that I don't think that the characteristics we discuss, there's nothing about the melanin in our skin that changes our personality at all. So being black doesn't make you a certain way. There may be elements of black culture that cause us to lean a certain way, because I think there's elements of every culture that may cause a certain group of people to lean a certain way in general, but there's nothing about our physical makeup, our color, that does that for us. So
I mean, I could say more, but we're good that I'm gonna let you have that word.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I can say more about that. I'm a little iffy about that, but you know what?
All right.
It's cool what you said. I understand that, and it's great. Having opposing views. I don't mind it. Okay, that's the point. That's the point of having good, honest discussions. Okay, so it was a good, fun show. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys tune in for more. Maybe next week, or maybe next episode, we'll go into the reverse. We'll see. We'll see what we decide. So please check it out. Please check out all the other episodes. Again, like I said, main channel is in the description down below. I'm using this channel as the live stream, so right now, if I want to do live stream, I'm probably going to put it on this. I'll probably switch it up, maybe have some on the other one too. But, please, if you guys if you want to support, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the main channel. So that would be amazing. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. But that's it. Later, guys.